Okay, I am back at the Mount Ida trailhead. Today we're going to do Mount Ida. Yesterday we did the Alpine Visitor Center. It says they're both 4 miles, so we'll see. Take a look. It is a much different day than it was yesterday when I came up. You can barely see the parking lot where I had parked my car last time. Now, because it is 6:33 in the morning, I was able to park in the regular lot, but it has been raining on and off all evening. And I drove through some amazing fog or clouds or something, and it was just pretty cool. So we'll see what this day has to bring. I won't film the beginning of this trail because it's very similar to the Mount Ida trail or Mount Alpine Visitor Center trail I did yesterday. Okay, yesterday when I came up from that direction, there were a bunch of people standing right where I am now, and they were blocking this sign I'm about to show you. And so I went up there and off that way, thinking that was the trail. And it is if I was going to the Alpine Visitor Center, which is what I ended up doing. And that's a really great hike. And you can find that on my YouTube channel. But now I'm headed to Mount Ida. Here's a little warning they give us. It's 3.5 miles of exposed tundra without a well-maintained trail and reference points. So I'm glad I have this downloaded on my Garmin, and we'll see what it looks like, obviously, once we get up there. But I'm hoping there's cairns and things like that that'll help as well. Oh, so far, the trail is pretty well maintained, but you can still see it's a kind of a dark, dreary day with all the clouds, and the trail is wet, but really not muddy. So you just got to be careful because it's a little bit slick. And it looks like we're winding around one part of the area where we're climbing up. So I'm assuming Mount Ida is going to be on the backside here. Okay, you can see we are slowly breaking tree line. Once again, trail still very easy to follow. It is much steeper than the Alpine Visitor Center, but it is not incredibly steep. But with the altitude and everything out here, it's going to make me work and earn it, especially when they throw in these darn downhills right here. So far, so good. This is one of those fun Ys in there, but my Garmin watch is telling me it's this way and up there, which I'm assuming if I'm going to the top of a mountain, that would be correct. Okay, I just came up a pretty good steep climb that I'm going to want to film on the way down to show you it. It's pretty cool. As you can see, we are certainly above tree line now. I'm gonna have to put my lucky Ubu hat back on. It's starting to get a little chilly again. But with all this walking, keeping that body temperature up. So we'll see what happens when we get over this berm here. And I was right, we got to the top of that berm. We're kind of coming to where it levels out. The rocks are very cool. Of course, I can't see anything up there. It could be a long slog up to the top somewhere there. So we're searching for the blind peak. Can't even make out really any figments of mountains up here. Love it. I knew it, guys. We do have another, I should say, uphill slog. So if you can follow the trail, we're going right up there, and I bet it is a lot steeper than what it looks on this camera. All right, for anyone who does want to attempt this climb, and admittedly I'm making this statement before I get to the top, so it might be a little too early, but no, after every steep section, like I just showed you back there, along the side. We're starting to get to where we can see, I don't know, that's a ridge line, but higher up there. Obviously, my peak must be this way. So, but no, you get a chance to recover, let your legs recover. If you wanted to stop and have a snack, you could. But as you can see, I still have 7.7 miles to go, and that includes going back down. So I haven't gone very far. If we figure it was an 8-mile hike, it looks like I've only gone 0.3. Who knows? Oh no, wait, I'm not doing that math. Ignore my math there. This is kind of cool, watching the clouds blow with the wind and off the mountains here. And you can see there's the trail that I took. Just a calm, beautiful morning. And there's where I'm headed. Just more of the clouds. You can really see them blowing up here, like they're blowing up over that little ledge of the mountain I'm on. They're coming up out of the valley. Maybe you can see that pond down there, a place where snow is collected and melted, just like where that snow's over there. Probably by the end of August, that'll all be melted just in time for winter. Look how the terrain just changed. With these, I'm just going to call them white rocks and boulders. Right as I came up around that bend, started to see, assuming close to the top of whatever. At least one, maybe two. Because I'm showing 6.72 miles. You know, that's round trip. But to get me to 4 where the top should be, I still got 2.72 miles to go, I guess. Alright, it looks like it's exciting. So you can see we're going to go right down the trail here. And as you can tell, that's higher than me. But way back through that mist over there, that's even higher. So I'm assuming that could be on the other side. Cliff face over there. It's really beautiful. The snow is just clinging to it. This is from the top of those cliffs that I was showing you earlier. Pretty incredible. Okay, so that was a bit crazy. Where you can see those hikers back there, we came through a rock field where you couldn't find the trail at all, and it brought you right along the cliff edge, and on top of it all, super windy, which made it fairly cold. I should have brought gloves on this trip. But then all of a sudden it turns around to the backside here, and I don't know if we're in a little bowl or not, but it is just fairly calm wind-wise. It's a great chance to catch your breath. I'm going to get a good picture of that rock field on the way back down, because I think for about 300 yards is what you're in it, and it's a little bit nuts, and you're trying to figure out the trail. Well, I didn't have to wait to show you. I've come to a second rock field, and this is what these things look like up close. You can see, whoa, almost fell over one. A little bit of a trail. They're coming from the trail that way here, but the trail picks up right over there and goes through there, so you had to have to hunt around to try and find it. And it was much more dense, but from what I can see, there's hikers coming down from up there. I'm going to be in something like this for a little while.
Still had fun on the hike, but no.
Alright, top of Mount Ida Peak on a very foggy, cloudy day. But we all made it, right? I'll see you down there, I'm sure. All right, guys, this is another look at all these rocks, and you can see if you were to try to walk through them, which you kind of have to. This is the trail right here, believe it or not. You can see that hiker down there walking through them and coming from here, but you got to be sure-footed. I did get lost on them somewhere back there, but it seems like coming down there's a lot of clarity to the trail, so hopefully that'll stay. And obviously there's a few people here too, so I got other people to watch and see where they end up. And the trick is, or the trick that I'm figuring out, maybe everyone else knows, it's like you're looking, you're in the middle of all this, and like, which way do I go? But if I keep my eyes open, learn, you can start look, you can see there's part of the trail there. So you just kind of keep, while you're in the midst of the rocks, looking through and seeing where you want to come out. That's just my suggestion. Here's where the trail split off on my way up, and I did take that way. And on the way back down, I took this way because that's the only trail I was seeing. Now there were two hikers walking behind me, and when I came down from this trail, they were somehow on this trail. So I'm not sure what they saw, and I can see some of the people that are coming down, looks like on that side too, so it's kind of crazy. But it all comes together right here, and you can see we got one trail. Only part of the trail where you're kind of close to the edge, and to me it seems like the wind is shifting now. The clouds are starting to blow in towards me. I don't know, it was sun shining behind me for a second, but now it's whipping up again and getting a little bit cooler. I'll just show you, and I don't know if you can see it, even on the hike down, we're going to have some uphills, and so this trail's going to go down, it's going to bring me down, I got to go up the hill, and you can see there's 4 hikers up there. I hope you can see that. But I also, going off trail, which I'm probably not supposed to do, wanted to show you this valley one more time. And the trail skirts right along the edge of it, but it was more beautiful over there. Let me get a little closer. Just take a look at that scenery. Up here playing in the clouds. Okay, got to get a picture of the marmot. He'll probably start moving as I go by. Yep, scurrying down the mountain. I wish I could move that fast. All right, that's a wrap on the Mount Ida Trail. You can see it took me about 5 hours, so it's a little bit longer than last time, or the one I did yesterday. Let me flip through this and get you the date and time, or the time and everything. You can take a look at this nice pond while I flip through. It's 11:35 in the morning, so I still have time to go get some breakfast. Late breakfast, coffee at the least. All right, let me just finish it up. You can see the clouds have come up from out here. Remember, yesterday I parked way over there. That's the start of the trail. And that was a good trail. Very strenuous, but a nice trail that I would call moderate. Maybe leaning towards the hard. I know if you look on all trails and stuff, you'll see hard, but I think it's more of a moderate trail. And, you know, not everyone can do it, but if you're in decent shape, you're going to be fine. All right, take care. Have a good day.